Oh, hi, you there. Oh, sorry. I'm supposed to be making up a little story right now about the car, my character, their interaction. That's why it's parked at this ranch with the itchy trigger finger bodyguards. But I can't do it. And the reason I can't do it is the car doesn't really exist. Anyway, despite that disappointing start, welcome back to the channel and this series where we showcase various cars from my garages. This week it's the turn of the Ferrari F80. In game it's the Grotti X80 Proto. Not only has the car never been made, there hasn't even been a mock-up at a motor show or anything, because this car was the rendering of Adriano Riley, who is a design student, and at the age of 28 he came up with this. In his imagining, it's based upon the LaFerrari, but it takes it further with a different engine, more power, only 800 kilos of weight, obviously huge top speed and tiny 0 to 60, no point in quoting them, it doesn't really exist. If it had ever been made, it would have had a curse system, and of course these wild looks, which are mainly in the name of aerodynamics and cooling, I think, but it just looks like nothing else. Anyway, how does it drive? That wailing, high revving, almost race car engine sound, I think it's absolutely superb. We have the spits of flame of course, but that's not unusual in this game. The car also has a very interesting spoiler on it as standard, so don't add anything else. As you can see, it moves as the car corners and brakes. The idea is it's adding aerodynamic help to everything the car does. It's a four-wheel drive car, but there's very much a bias to the rear of the car when you're driving, so like we just saw, quite a few little tail-out moments are available. There's not really any understeer, so driving on these country roads I find the car very, very satisfying indeed, the combination of looks, handling and noise. Well, not only great in the country, but also it's great fun in the town. Oversteer available, as mentioned before. And it's in town we find that it actually rides the bumps very well, so when you need to take to a pavement, as you often do in this game, you're not going to be deflected off course. Really fun car. And of course, like every car in the game, it flies. Well, in real life you shouldn't be testing your car's handling on the city streets for obvious reasons, and even in the game it doesn't work very well with all the NPC cars and pedestrians, so round a test track we go. I mentioned before that the car handles very nicely, and that continues as we get onto the track. The brakes also seem very, very good. If you push it too hard there will be the obvious snatched oversteer, but really it goes very well. I did about 15 laps and this is my fastest one. It was all very enjoyable actually, driving the car. This lap was about 54 3/4 seconds, and that puts it a couple of seconds or more behind the Emerson Krieger in my testing, which is obviously a little bit rough, done on a keyboard. But also if you look at Bruffy's proper testing tables, again the car sits about 3 seconds behind those cars, which actually drops it right down to 17th place in the supercar class. However, its top speed is excellent, being the same as the Emerus and the Krieger. As far as customization goes, there's not a lot to do in fact. If I don't mention it, it's stock. I would take all the performance to maximum if I were you, like I did. You want primary colour side skirts and competition suspension, and the wheels are from the street category called Hyperfresh and painted black. I'm using Grace Red Metallic with a red pearl, based on an early photo I saw, but I think that photo was too dark and so is my car, so it may well go a bit redder before my garage video. I would like you to notice this accent colour option. I'd accidentally left it black, which gave my car a very subtle black pinstripe, so you really want to make that the same red that you choose for the car. So as we take the almost now traditional route up the coast road at sunset to say goodbye to the car, we must score it. For looks I'm going to give it a straight 5. It's not quite as wild as the original. I wish it had the mirrors that come down from the roof and one or two other things, but I think it looks absolutely superb. For driving, I'm going to go 4 stars. I'm just taking off a point because the car really is not competitive in racing, but otherwise it is superb fun. If you're a bit of an in-game car collector like I am and you're putting together a 10-car Ferrari garage, then you're probably going to have this car, so value doesn't matter. But for everybody else, I think it's probably just 3 stars for value. It's $2.7 million, and that is a lot of money for a car that's not top of its tree for racing. So it's one of my favourite cars to drive, maybe not the highest scores at 5, 4 and 3, but a lovely thing to have in your collection. If there's a car you'd like me to cover in this series, please do tell me. I love doing the viewer requests, they're actually more fun than choosing the car myself. And as always, thank you so much for watching.